The power of positive thinking. Part 1, the foundation of thought. Your mind is the garden. Let me start by saying this. Your life is a direct reflection of your thoughts. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe, what you expect, what you speak, and what you consistently think about. Now, I know you've heard that before, but have you really felt it? Because here's the truth, plain and simple. Your mind is the soil, and your thoughts are the seeds. Whatever you plant, that's what's gonna grow. Think negative thoughts, you'll grow weeds, doubt, fear, insecurity, self-sabotage. Think positive thoughts, and you grow confidence, peace, courage, faith, momentum. The problem is, most folks been watering weeds for years and don't even know it. They get up in the morning and immediately start replaying stress. They look in the mirror and find flaws instead of favor. They speak more about what they lack than what they have. But successful people, the ones truly living on purpose, they think different. They don't just try to be positive. They train their mind to default to power. Because positivity ain't a personality trait. It's a discipline. It's something you build. Let's break it down practical. 1, awareness is the first breakthrough. Start listening to your thoughts. Not every thought deserves to live in your head. You are not your thoughts. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. 2, interrupt negativity instantly. When you catch yourself saying, I'm not good enough, stop. Replace it with, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm getting better every day. 3, speak what you seek. Talk like what you want is already yours. Don't say, I hope one day. Say, it's coming, I'm preparing. 4, focus on gratitude. Gratitude is the fertilizer of positive thinking. You can't complain and be grateful at the same time. 5, visualize your best future. Close your eyes and see the life you want. Picture it, feel it, walk through it in your mind. And here's the beautiful part, the brain is trainable. Science proves this. Your thoughts create pathways. The more you think something, the deeper the path becomes. That's why so many folks are stuck in negativity. They've carved roads in the wrong direction. But roads can be rerouted. Paths can be repaved. You can create new thought habits and with them new realities. So today, you gotta decide, am I gonna let my mind run wild or am I gonna take the wheel? Because you can't have a powerful life with a poisoned mind. You can't walk in peace while rehearsing panic. You can't build greatness while thinking small. You become what you believe. And belief starts with a thought. So plant the good seeds, water them daily, pull out the weeds. Your mind is your garden. And baby, it's time to grow something beautiful. Part 2, rewriting the script, letting go of limiting beliefs. Let me ask you something right now. Who told you you couldn't? Who told you you weren't good enough, smart enough, strong enough, or the type to do big things? Because hear me, most of what's holding you back didn't start with you. It was spoken over you, taught to you, picked up from pain, passed down through silence. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your life obeying a script that was never written for your greatness. Highly successful people, the ones who rise up out of struggle, who break generational cycles, who build what nobody in their family ever built. They do it because they learned how to rewrite the script. They stopped letting fear narrate. They stopped letting trauma write the chapters. They stopped letting doubt play the main character. And they start doing the one thing most people never do. They question their beliefs. Just because you think it don't mean it's true. Just because it feels familiar don't mean it's fact. So let's talk about how to start letting go of limiting beliefs. 1, identify the lie. Write it out. Say it out loud. I always mess up. I'm not creative. I'll never make enough. Bring it into the light, because lies lose power when they're exposed. 2, ask, where did this come from? Was it a parent, a teacher, a heartbreak, a failure? Most limiting beliefs have roots in moments you didn't feel safe, seen, or supported. Challenge the narrative. Is it always true, or is it just often repeated? What's the evidence against this belief? List it, speak it. Prove to yourself that it's shaky at best. Ronnie at 4, replace the thought. You don't just stop thinking negatively, you replace it. Every time you say, I can't, you follow it with, but I'm learning how. 5, affirm your truth daily. Speak your new story every morning. I am capable. I am worthy. I am growing stronger. Even if you don't feel it yet, keep speaking it till you do. Look, your mind runs on patterns. If negativity's been running the show, that ain't your fault, but it is your responsibility to change it. You are not what happened to you. You are not what they said. You are not the old version of yourself. You are who you choose to become. And you can choose a new thought, a new story, a new truth. Because positive thinking ain't just about feeling better, it's about becoming better. You want to build a new life? Then stop recycling the old script. Burn it if you have to, and write the one that speaks to your future, to your potential, to the truth. God's been whispering in your soul. You're just using old language to describe a new season. Part 3, the power of language. Speak what you see. Let's get into something real today. Your words shape your world. You ever notice how people who constantly talk negative always seem to live in chaos? It ain't coincidence, it's creation. Because your tongue is not just a tool, it's a trigger. It's creative power in motion. When you speak, you don't just describe your life, you direct it. And the most successful people, they don't use their words carelessly. They don't say I'm broke, even when the account is empty. They don't say I'm tired, even if they haven't slept. They speak what they're walking toward, not what they're walking through, because they understand your mouth is a magnet. What you say draws what you see. So let me ask you, what are you speaking into your atmosphere? You talking stress or strength? You speaking lack or faith? You echoing the news or announcing your next level? Here's how to start speaking like success. 1, catch the unconscious phrases. Phrases like, I always mess up, this never works out, or I can't win for losing. They sound harmless, but they're poison on repeat. 2, flip the sentence. Replace I'm overwhelmed with I'm organizing one step at a time. Replace I'm broke with I'm in a season of rebuilding. 3, create power statements. Statements like I am growing, I attract favor, I am built for this. Put them on your mirror. Say them out loud daily. 4, talk about the outcome, not just the obstacle. When someone asks how you're doing, don't vent the struggle. Speak the solution. Speak life through the problem. 5, be kind to yourself out loud. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Words build or break, you choose. Now listen, this ain't fake positivity. It ain't about denying pain. It's about not giving pain the microphone. You don't have to ignore your truth, but you do have to decide who narrates it. Because when you speak power, you start standing tall. You walk into rooms with different energy. You attract what aligns with the version of you that's rising, not retreating. It's spiritual, it's psychological, and it's practical. You want a different life? Start with different language. Because every sentence you speak is a brick, and you're either building a cage or a castle. So speak carefully, speak boldly, speak with clarity, and remember, you're always prophesying. The only question is, what future are you calling in? Part 4. The law of focus, where energy goes, growth flows. Let's make one thing clear today. Whatever you focus on expands. Your mind is like a magnifying glass. Point it at pain, and pain grows. Point it at progress, and progress grows. Point it at fear, and it multiplies. Point it at faith, and watch your life shift. You can't hold a powerful life in a distracted mind. You ever feel overwhelmed, like everything's spiraling? It's usually not because too much is happening. It's because your focus is scattered. Highly successful people, they don't let everything fight for their attention. They choose what gets their eyes, what gets their ears, what gets their heart. And most importantly, they ask, does this deserve my focus, or is it just stealing my peace? Here's how you start walking in the law of focus. The most important areas in your life right now, health, business, family, faith, whatever it is, focus energy there. 2, declutter your digital space. Social media, emails, notifications, they're robbing you. You don't need to know everything about everyone. Unfollow distractions. Protect your feed like your peace depends on it. 3, set boundaries around time and thought. Create sacred hours. Mornings with no noise, evenings with no comparison, meetings with no multitasking. Guard your presence. 4, shift from what if to what's next. Don't rehearse worst case scenarios. Ask, what's the next best move I can make? Progress lives in the next step, not the next fear. Run 5, train your eyes to see solutions. Problems are loud, but solutions are whispering. Choose to focus on what can be done, not what can't. Let me say this loud. Your focus is your filter. If all you focus on is what's going wrong, you'll start believing everything is broken. If you only focus on who left, who doubted you, who hurt you, you'll stay stuck in old pain. But if you focus on what's growing, or who's supporting you, or what's working, your world starts looking a whole lot brighter. Because energy flows where attention goes. The mind will multiply whatever you hand it. So stop handing it fear, gossip, comparison, and distraction. Start handing it faith, purpose, peace, and possibility. You can't focus on your future while staring in the rear view. You can't build a masterpiece while watching everybody else's sketch. You can't live with power while giving your energy to petty. So take back your focus. Aim it like a laser. Build with it like a blueprint. Because where your eyes go, your feet follow. And where your focus stays, your future is born. Part 5.
Emotional mastery, feeling the storm without becoming it.
Let's talk about something that derails more dreams than failure ever could. Uncontrolled emotion. See, life gonna throw you storms. That's a given. Disappointment, anger, fear, jealousy, they're all part of the human experience. But here's the secret the most powerful people know. You can feel the emotion without becoming the emotion. Positive thinking isn't about never feeling negative. It's about learning how to navigate the waves without drowning in them. Because if your emotions run your decisions, your day, your direction, you're handing the steering wheel of your life to a storm. Highly successful people, they don't avoid emotions. They learn how to master them. Let's break down how they do it. 1, name it, don't numb it. You can't heal what you won't acknowledge. Say it, write it, own it. I feel disappointed. I feel anxious. Naming emotion reduces its grip. 2, sit with it without sinking in it. Give yourself permission to feel, but don't pitch a tent. Let the emotion pass through you, not take residence in you. 3, ask what the emotion is trying to teach. Every emotion carries a message. Fear might be pointing to a growth zone. Anger might signal a boundary that's been violated. Listen in. 4, choose your response with intention. Reacting is automatic. Responding is powerful. Don't let a 60-second feeling cause a 60-day setback. 5, practice daily emotional hygiene. Journal, breathe, pray, move your body. Do what you gotta do to cleanse the clutter. Your mind and emotions need showers too. Let me make this plain. Positive thinking isn't fake, it's focused. It says, yeah, I feel this, but I refuse to bow to it. It says, this mood ain't permanent. This feeling ain't my future. It says, I might be in a valley, but I'm walking through, not settling down. Because positivity ain't never been about always smiling. It's about always choosing perspective. It's about talking to yourself with truth when your emotions are loud with lies. You want to live a powerful life, you got to learn how to feel fully, but lead wisely. To say, I'm not my fear, I'm not my anger, I'm not my worst day. You are the one who watches, the one who decides, the one who gets to choose what stays. And the moment you realize that, you're no longer just surviving storms, you're learning how to command the weather. So master the mood, honor the emotion, but lead with the truth that's stronger than the storm.
Part 6, the power of perspective, turning setbacks into setups.
Let me say this right off the top. It's not what happens to you that breaks you, it's how you see it. Perspective is the lens that turns pain into purpose, delay into direction, and failure into foundation. You ever meet 2 people who went through the same storm, but one came out bitter and the other came out better? Same hardship, different perspective. See, life don't promise ease, but it does promise transformation if you're willing to shift your view. Highly successful people, they don't avoid hardship. They flip the lens. They ask, what is this here to teach me? Because here's the secret. Every setback holds a seed of success, but only if you recognize it. Here's how to start living with power-packed perspective. 1, ask better questions. Instead of why me, try what is this shaping in me? Instead of why is this happening, try who am I becoming because of it? 2, zoom out. Perspective widens your view. Step back, stop obsessing over the minute, and look at the mission. This one chapter ain't the whole story. Try 3, reframe failure. Failure is feedback. It shows you where to refine, not where to retreat. You're not defeated, you're just in development. Try 3, remember your past victories. You've survived worse, you figured it out before. Perspective reminds you, if I made it then, I can make it now. Try 3, surround yourself with lifters, people who see the lesson in the chaos. People who speak hope in the confusion. People who remind you of who you are, not just where you are. Listen, your perspective is your power. Change the story you're telling yourself, and you change the future you're walking into. You can't walk in confidence while carrying a victim mindset. You can't live with power while rehearsing pity. You can't rise higher while starring at what you lost. So shift it, flip the narrative, turn every loss into leverage. They betrayed me becomes I learned discernment. I failed becomes I discovered what doesn't work. They left becomes I made space for what aligns. Because when your eyes shift, your energy shifts. And when your energy shifts, your next level opens. You're not powerless, you're positioned. You're not behind, you're being built. Let your setbacks become setups. Let your perspective become your peace. And remember, you can't always choose the storm, but you can choose the lens you face it with. Part 7, the company you keep, protecting your energy and our environment. Let me be real with you. You can't keep entertaining negativity and expect to walk in peace. It's not just what you're thinking, it's who you're listening to, who's speaking into you, who's walking beside you when the lights go out and the climb gets steep. Because your circle is either fueling your faith or feeding your fear. Highly successful people, they don't just protect their calendar, they protect their environment. They know energy is contagious. And if you're constantly surrounded by people who doubt, complain, and limit themselves, eventually that mess rubs off on you. So ask yourself, who am I letting speak into my dreams? Who gets my ear? And do they deserve my future? Here's how powerful people curate their circle. 1 point, audit your environment. Make a list. Who inspires you? Who drains you? Who challenges you to rise? And who pulls you back to your worst habits? True, choose growth over comfort. You might outgrow some people. That's not betrayal, that's evolution. You can love folks without letting them live in your head rent-free. Run free, invest in uplifters, seek mentors, coaches, faith-filled friends. Iron sharpens iron. You weren't made to do this alone. Find your tribe that prays bold, speaks truth, and celebrates your rise. Limit your exposure to emotional toxins. That means online too. Stop scrolling through drama. Unfollow what drains. Mute what manipulates. Your energy is sacred. 5, be the energy you want to attract. You can't expect loyalty, kindness, ambition, or optimism if you're not first living it. Lead by example, and your people will shift. Listen, The people you walk with, they help shape the pace of your destiny. And sometimes you're not stuck. You're just surrounded by people with no movement. So choose wisely. You weren't made for shallow waters. You weren't born to stay small. And if they're more comfortable with your weakness than your strength, it's time to elevate the room, because positivity is easier to sustain when you're not constantly battling doubt from every direction. You want to think different, then live different. Sit at different tables. Open your heart to people who speak vision, not just memory. Your future depends on it. Your mental health depends on it. Your dream deserves an atmosphere that supports it. So clear the space, bless the exits, and make room for voices that call you higher. Part 3, the power of language. Speak what you see. Let's get into something real today. Your words shape your world. You ever notice how people who constantly talk negative always seem to live in chaos? It ain't coincidence, it's creation. Because your tongue is not just a tool, it's a trigger. It's creative power in motion. When you speak, you don't just describe your life, you direct it. And the most successful people, they don't use their words carelessly. They don't say I'm broke, even when the account is empty. They don't say I'm tired, even if they haven't slept. They speak what they're walking toward, not what they're walking through. Because they understand your mouth is a magnet. What you say draws what you see. So let me ask you, what are you speaking into your atmosphere? You talking stress or strength? You speaking lack or faith? You echoing the news or announcing your next level? Here's how to start speaking like success. 1, catch the unconscious phrases. Phrases like, I always mess up, this never works out, or I can't win for losing. They sound harmless, but they're poison on repeat. 2, flip the sentence. Replace I'm overwhelmed with I'm organizing, one step at a time. Replace I'm broke with I'm in a season of rebuilding. 3, create power statements. Statements like, I am growing, I attract favor, I am built for this. Put them on your mirror. Say them out loud daily. 4, talk about the outcome, not just the obstacle. When someone asks how you're doing, don't vent the struggle, speak the solution. Speak life through the problem. 5, be kind to yourself out loud. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Words build or break, you choose. Now listen, this ain't fake positivity. It ain't about denying pain. It's about not giving pain the microphone. You don't have to ignore your truth, but you do have to decide who narrates it. Because when you speak power, you start standing tall. You walk into rooms with different energy. You attract what aligns with the version of you that's rising, not retreating. It's spiritual, it's psychological, and it's practical. You want a different life? Start with different language. Because every sentence you speak is a brick, and you're either building a cage or a castle. So speak carefully, speak boldly, speak with clarity, and remember, you're always prophesying. The only question is, what future are you calling in? Part 9, discipline over motivation. Winning on the days you don't feel it. Let me tell you something nobody wants to hear. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. And if you're only moving when you feel like it, you'll be stuck in the same place for the next 10 years. Highly successful people, they don't wait for the mood. They move regardless of mood because they know this truth. Consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need more hype. You need more habits. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the engine. Motivation can get you started. Discipline is what keeps the doors open. Here's how powerful people train discipline. When they show up regardless. Write when uninspired. Pray when tired. Plan when discouraged. Discipline says, I'm not negotiating with my feelings today. 2, they commit to small wins. Don't aim for massive leaps every day. Just move. 1%, one action. One decision closer to the vision. 3, they build habits, not just hustle. Create rituals, morning routines, evening resets, systems over willpower. 4, they track progress, not perfection. Did you try? Did you move? Did you learn? That's success. Don't let one off day erase your momentum. 5, they forgive and reset fast. Discipline isn't about flawless, it's about faithful. Missed a day? Get up, slip, reroute, keep moving. I bails over because here's the truth. Your habits will take you places your feelings never will. You want to build something legendary? Discipline is the bricks. You want to change your mindset? Discipline is the architect. You want to stay positive when life hits hard? Discipline is the anchor. And let me remind you, discipline doesn't mean it's easy. It means it's worth it. Every time you choose to keep going, you're building trust with yourself. And that trust, that's power, that's momentum, that's peace. You don't need more motivation. You need a decision you keep. So today, even if you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Pray anyway. Move anyway. Create anyway. Because feelings are fleeting, but your future, your dream, your calling, that's worth showing up for. Part 10, becoming the source, living positive, giving light. You made it to the final chapter, but this ain't the end. This is the beginning of how you live different from this day forward. See, here's the ultimate truth of positive thinking. It's not just about how you feel. It's about how you show up for the world. Because when you've trained your mind to think with power, when you've cultivated peace, discipline, focus, and faith, you don't just live different, you become a source of calm in chaos, a source of hope in doubt, a source of strength when others are falling apart. Highly successful people, they don't just take light, they give it. They don't hoard peace, they spread it. They don't just chase success, they lift others on the way up. Because positive thinking that ends with you, that's good. But positive thinking that flows through you, that's legacy. Here's how to live as a source of light. Walk in consistency. Make positivity a lifestyle, not a moment. Wake up with gratitude. Speak life into people. Show up grounded, even when storms hit. Encourage the discouraged. When someone's down, don't match their energy. Elevate it. Be the reminder they need it. Sometimes all it takes is one voice of belief to keep a dream alive. Lead by example. You want your kids, your community, your team to live better. Show them. Let your peace, your kindness, your mindset be the proof. Guard your influence. You're a thermostat now, not a thermometer. Don't let negativity shift you. Let your presence shift the room. Give without expectation. Time, words, wisdom, smile. Positivity multiplies when it's given with pure intention. Let me tell you this plain. The world is loud with fear, flooded with doubt, tired, divided, distracted. And you've done the work. You've learned the habits. You've trained the thought life. You've built the resilience. Now you become the change. Don't just leave this series with motivation. Leave with mission. Wherever you go, you carry something now. An energy, a standard, a mindset. And you ain't just thinking different, you're living different. The most powerful gift you've been given is your ability to choose your thoughts, to frame your world, to speak the life, to be the light. So shine unapologetically, walk boldly, think with truth, move with love, speak with clarity, lead with purpose. And if doubt creeps in again, like it will, you'll know where to return, to the mindset, to the muscle, to the message that changed everything. Positive thinking ain't the destination, it's the end.